Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a quick how-to video detailing what checks you should carry out after you've installed the latest update 1.5.1 of the DJI Fly app. DJI has just released version 1.5.1 of the DJI Fly app on all iOS devices. Once you've updated the app, open it as normal. Once the app has opened, after a short while you will see it's alerting me to a firmware update on the Air 2S. The drone is not connected yet, but I want to start downloading the firmware update. Simply click download and it will start downloading while you get your drone ready to connect to the app. With the firmware download complete and the drone connected to the app, now simply click install to install the firmware update to your drone. Installation can take up to 10 minutes and it's worth recommending that you have at least 50% battery life on the battery you're using to update the drone. The drone will also reset itself and restart at least twice during the update process. When installation of the firmware is finished, you will see a firmware installed message on the screen. You can click to close this message and the drone is now updated. When the drone firmware is updated, it's worth checking to see if the batteries also need updating. To do this, turn the drone off and change to a second battery, and then switch the drone back on. There are two ways you can check if your battery also needs a firmware update. We'll try the first one. Click Go Fly. Then click the three dots in the top right hand corner and go to the About menu. On the aircraft firmware section, click Check for Updates. You can see this update requires the batteries to have a firmware update as well. Click Update and the battery firmware will be updated. The second way to check is from the home screen. After a short while when you switch the drone on, if a battery firmware update is required, you will see a message at the top of the screen. To install, again, just click Update. Once you click Update, the drone will update the firmware on the installed battery. This again takes a few minutes and the drone will also restart. A message will advise you when the update is finished and the battery has been updated. Repeat this for each of your batteries until they are all updated. When all your firmware updates are done, it's a good job to check the main settings within the app, as they sometimes have a habit of being changed once an update has happened. So click Go Fly. Then click the three dots. In the safety section, check that your maximum altitude, maximum distance, and most importantly, your return to home height are set where you left them. It's also a good idea to recalibrate the compass after an update. Click Calibrate and follow the on-screen instructions. Once this is done, I would also recommend recalibrating the IMU. Click Calibrate and again follow the on-screen instructions. Moving to the control section. Check all the preferences but pay particular attention to the advanced gimbal settings. These functions also have a habit of being reset and control things such as the speed of the gimbal moving up and down, as well as the drone speed when turning and climbing. Check your camera settings are where you've left them. And then finally go to the About section. Complete one final aircraft firmware check and then repeat this for the FlySafe database. These small checks will hopefully save you a lot of time when you're out flying, as it will mean when you're ready to go, you don't have to wait for firmware updates or battery firmware updates to go through. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. If you did, please click like and consider subscribing to my channel.